There you go.
I'd like to call this meeting the Public Safety Committee to order.
We're going to wait 5 minutes, it's not time yet.
No, we didn't set a time on this one.
Oh.
He finally got, because Bono bought that clock, we finally got put in that time.
You back from vacation? It's a tough crowd.
No. Everything we've got here tonight is Bob, so where do you want to start? You want to start with, do you have a copy of the agenda?
No, just tell me where you want to start.
Okay, accept Homeland Security funding.
So that could be number 2 for me, right? So the first one's Bernie's, I think. Right?
Oh, okay.
To amend the budget? Yeah.
Oh, they accept the funding, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. That's
all you, Bob.
That's to accept the contract for our, let me get the right one here.
Sure you don't want that?
Okay. 2011 Homeland Security Grant. We have the contract, we've been awarded $75,468,000. That's actually just, the contract just came out, but it's actually last year's grant.
Motion. Second.
Bob? Bob?
What was the total on that, Bob?
75,468. There you go. You got it.
Any discussion? Yeah, Gary.
What do we do with the funding?
The 2011 will be used for radio system and communication upgrades. Communication center upgrades, I should say.
Where? Right in the 911?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Is that the total of 75,000?
Mm-hmm. We've been getting cut every 468.
No, will that do your complete system?
Well, the system is more, we're going back to the 2010 and 2009, and that should pay for, we have enough to pay for the narrowbanding upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
With this, we'll be going into different things that need upgrading.
Anyone else? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Approve 2012 application for Homeland Security funding for emergency services.
This is just permission to apply for our 2012 funding for Homeland Security. This year's allocation is $67,000. That also includes $16,750 for the Sheriff's Department. That's a total this year. I submitted both of these because the sheriff was on vacation, and under the new guidelines for auditing by Homeland Security, we have to have a resolution for the application, and the application has to be in by next week. So while the sheriff was on vacation, I included his in his budget.
What's the grand total?
Make a motion.
Yeah.
Second.
What's the total?
67,000.
And 50 some of it is the sheriff?
16,750. That's about a 50% decrease over the last 2 years, and we have been told next year will probably for Herkimer County be 0.
And how will this money be used? Is the grant have to stipulate how you're going to use it?
Yes. We actually have to apply and talk to the sheriff today. We just got this a few days ago.
So the process works, so they tell you, here's the money, tell us how you spend it.
Right. We will come back when we get approval and tell you how.
Bob, was there any reason why they said next year probably 0?
What they said is because of the cuts to the state and the feds, that we have been reduced already 50%.
Right.
And next year, he said not all counties will be getting funding next year. And what I've heard through the grapevine is that only the larger counties that have a bigger exposure to Homeland Security problems.
So there's going to be a curriculum basically if we get the money.
Pretty much. Well, no, they will actually decide. From what I've heard, I've already heard that Herkimer County and a few other smaller counties in this area will not get funding this year. Now we won't know until next year, but That's what we're hearing.
We've done well with it over the years.
We have.
Just to understand then, because we've gotten the money for, like you said, '09, '08, we've had Homeland Security money for years now. Have we used it on things that would normally be part of our, mandatory part of our operating budget, or have we been able to use things to enrich where?
We have done both. Obviously, we try, if there are things that fit into the Homeland Security guidelines that we would need to do anyway, we can use it for that. We have enhanced a lot of things in the county, a lot of things for fire departments, police departments. We try to use that, something that will benefit everybody in the county and not just the county.
But as we're developing the budget for next year, I mean, that could have a significant impact if we have, if in the grant proposals, we've been using things that we have to have anyway to be able to, you know, capture what that money is.
It's never been used for general operating costs or personnel, or, but for equipment, yes.
Thank you.
It's great while it
You
lasts.
did a good job.
That's what we, and I gotta say, Bob's been real pretty good. Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approved purchase of computer-aided dispatch from Interact with an emergency service.
Sorry, I didn't find my paper.
We won't need people, computers will do all the dispatching now?
Okay, this is, we'd like to do a couple upgrades at our center. One is to our computer-aided dispatch software, and the other is the new server and computer system. The computer-aided dispatch software would not exceed $40,000, and the upgrade to the computer system would not exceed $50,000. All of the funding would come from Homeland Security, and if we were talking about the 2011 grant and the 2010 combined. I already have approval in the grant for the first item, which is the computer-aided dispatch software. The second item, I will contact Homeland Security, see if we can re-budget funding, but I can't do that until I get approval here. But I will not move forward unless we get that approval.
Mr. Chairman, are these things that are contractual? There's contracts out there. Do you have to bid them, RFCs?
For the things that we're looking for,
Yeah, those two things.
the computer equipment is all state contract. We usually use Dell equipment, it's all on state contract. And the other one is proprietary software. This is an upgrade to the software, it's not new software. It's done by the company that actually wrote the software. And we've been using that since 911 started in '99.
Second? Bruce? Yeah. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, purchase new computer system.
We just did that.
Oh, that's right, we did.
We combined, no, we combined it.
We can do it again, but it'll cost double.
Do we have to pay? Approve appointments for EMS advisory board.
This is our 5-member EMS, Emergency Medical Service Advisory Board. This board was not in place for many, many years, from I would say the early 80s, mid 80s until a few years ago. We tried to get started again. We did get it started. The chairman that we had at the time just let it kind of fizzle out.
This is more ambulance stuff?
This is more ambulance and medical.
Okay.
So we have some new interested members. So I'm presenting these members for appointment.
Who are they?
Who are they?
The members are John Hassey from the Cuyahoga Ambulance. He's the head of the Cuyahoga Ambulance. Ted Hills, who is the head of Movac Ambulance. David Bergstresser from the Old Forge Ambulance Service. Ray Jones, who's the area manager for Rural Metro. And Chris Hendry from the Little Falls Ambulance, which is a paid service. We also have a number of kind of ex-official members and associates that come in and also work with these people, like Dr. O'Keefe, myself. Mrs. McAvoy from Bassett, who runs the Bassett Clinic down here, formerly from Hillsdale Hospital.
Bob, to have this board formally in place means that they're entitled to apply for different grants also, right?
Yes.
For not having it in place, she would be out of the loop to even apply for certain things, I'm sure.
They're kind of the official arm that can recommend things to the legislature and to recommend to the way it works is a regional board that is part of the state health department, a 3-county board. They try to control certain aspects of what we do, but this board really has the control of what goes on in the county. The regional board does more of the actual medical control, which this board would not have. This is more of the procedural.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Is there a mission for this group? Is there any kind of written mission or program or anything that gives guidance to what their authority is and what their goals are of accomplishing?
Well, it's actually, there's some stuff in the New York State law under EMS advisory boards, but like I said, this board was inactive for many, many years. We were actually in the process of writing some new mission statements and bylaws, more or less, when the former chairman really just let it go and didn't have meetings, so.
Are we obligated to have this board by the law?
We are not obligated to have
It's just good to do it, but I
EMS
just-
advisory board.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate the 5 members for stepping up.
Another second? Bruce?
Yep.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved Fire Advisory Board, appointments to Fire Advisory Board.
This is our very long time Fire Advisory Board membership. I think this roster is probably the best board we've had in many years. We've seen a huge increase in the past months in attendance. When we were down to getting like 6, 7, 8 members a meeting, and now we're up into the mid-teens, so that's very good. Advisory board is actually a 21-member board by law, and normally we have appointed 17 or 18 members from the fire departments and fire service, and then there was always 2 or 3 appointments available to the chairman here to make appointments of you know, for instance, the public safety chairman and anybody else that he would like to appoint. So I can go down the list if you'd like me to read
I'd
the.
love to know that.
Okay, it's
Is there a combination of new appointments?
yeah, there's a lot of,
Reappointments?
there's a number of new appointments in here.
What's your term?
Why don't you go make copies?
Okay, I can do
Or
that.
we can make copies.
Okay.
Just read that,
Just tell
it's
us
kind
who
of
they are.
ridiculous.
Just tell
Yeah,
us.
we'll just make a copy, give everybody a copy.
Show that to Helen, we'll make copies.
Here, you can actually take this.
You got Herkimer County, Little Falls, Dowsville, Salisbury, Van Hornsville, Frankfurt, Frankfurt Center, Frankfurt Hill, Schuyler, West Winfield, Poland, Town of Webb, Newport, Middleville, East
How
Herkimer,
long is the
Mohawk,
term?
Cedarville, and the New York State Forest Rangers on this, representatives of each one. And
Make 20.
for a nice change, we've got which we didn't have over the years, we've got the acting chiefs from a good share of the departments, the prepaid departments, and we got chiefs from Van Hornsville and assistant chiefs. So I mean, we're up with some people that are up and current with what's going on in the fire service.
How many can you say total?
It's a 21-member board.
Make a motion that we approve the appointments to the fire advisory board. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, you got anything else? No. You got anything else?
I have something.
Yeah.
At your last public safety meeting, I asked whether there was any discussion in communities about the potential sites for the jail, and was told no. And I've learned since then, or at least I've been told, and I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but that there has been conversation in the village of Ilion. Can you speak to that at all, Mr. Chairman, that any dialogue's going on with the village of Ilion about the potential site to the jail being at the former depot site or some other site within Ilion?
Now that I'm aware of.
There was no conversation between yourself and the mayor and Ilion or anything like that about Ilion? Okay, I appreciate that. And Mr. Chairman, may we also know, is the committee that's been meeting, that's been given direction to the architect on how the pods may be assembled or whatever other kinds of things are going on how frequently they're meeting and when the last time they met, that group?
I was away the last time, so, would you like to get back? Mr. Bono, Mr. Wallace?
2 weeks ago?
And are we to any point of being able to have,
Farther back. Farther back, Mr. Smith.
are we to any point where we're going to be given any additional update and information to either to this committee?
It's coming very
I
close.
think they're compiling it all.
Yeah, we're hoping to do that very soon.
And the other piece I need to understand is what votes will come back before either this committee, the Ways and Means Committee, or the legislature relative to the actual construction of this jail. There's been a debate among citizens, and I guess I'm a little confused on it also, is I know that we've given authorization, this legislature supermajority approved a certain amount for bonding, and those were the certain things that the commission apparently wanted us to tick off to show that we were in good faith. Or will there be any other votes and approval required of this committee or the full legislature to go forward with the actual building of this jail?
We approved in public safety at the end of December to go out with a bid package for the cell package. The legislature approved that. That cell package may come back in the June meeting. Yeah.
That would be, but that is still within, the authorization of that money has already been granted by this legislature, or is there
Correct.
another vote? Would
No
there
vote on
require
money.
another vote on that?
Not to vote on money, but the.
No, just to vote on, to award the bid.
Award. So it would be a vote to award.
And that would be the only one, the only thing?
I believe that, we've got other phases that would be awarded throughout the entire process.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, everything that.
That's the next
Yeah,
one.
the next thing would be that.
Yeah, anything through the entire process would have to be awarded. I mean, we haven't approved anything.
We gave out the timeline, we can get that again.
Mr. Chairman, this committee that's been meeting, I guess,
It's not a committee.
Not a committee.
oh, can I learn who's in this group that met like a couple of weeks ago, for example?
Sure.
This is not a committee?
There's myself, there's chairman of public safety, there's Mr. Bono, Mr. Smith, Mr. Russell. And then the sheriff and Mr. Wallace and under sheriff and captain and lieutenant.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I just mention one thing? Mrs. Rose made a mention about a conversation with Mayor Stevens and Duple. I just want to make clear that I had a meeting with Mayor Stevens on another issue, and it came up that, you know, would the Duple site be a viable site? And I said, the county is committed to the PNC site at this time, but should, you know, he was in favor of bringing the jail to not in favor, but he said he would like, you know, if it came about that we would inquire about it. And I said, if that arises, then we'll bring it forward. But right now, we're committed to.
Is that a site that had already been approved by the?
I can't remember now.
No?
I don't believe it's contaminated.
And they went nuts.
Yeah, we did mention it once, and there was a public outcry there. It's contaminated right now, so it's the same bailiwick.
You have the same situation over at PNC, right? Contamination both
So,
places.
just to clarify that there was minimal conversation on it.
Exactly.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Bruce, second. Bob? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.